All right, recording and we're going live. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the 30th episode of Dropping Dimes, your 2 cents of basketball. I'm your host, Rodrigo, but you can call me Rod, and I'm joined by the original crew here, the Zen Master Evans. How are you doing?
Good.
Awesome. And on our 30th episode, we have two fantastic guests joining us, TheBryanBrothers podcast, representing Pickering, Ontario. We have Adrian and Jay Bryan. Again, TheBryanBrothers. Welcome, guys. How are you guys doing?
Thank you, man.
Doing amazing. How are you guys
awesome.
doing?
All good. We're so happy to have you guys here. We're very excited. We've seen a ton of your stuff. I don't know if you guys have time to maybe introduce yourselves a little bit, who TheBryanBrothers are, what do you do, and then we'll get started.
Well, awesome. I go by the name of Adrian.
I go by Jamal. That's the original name right there.
And we're the TheBryanBrothers, guys. I'll let my brother take it away. Give a slight introduction of who we are and what we represent.
Definitely. So, as you guys know, we are brothers. What we represent, we specialize a lot in Toronto Raptors, mostly. We favor them, obviously being from Canada.
Yeah, Toronto. Close to it, at least. We're like 20 minutes out from Toronto.
Not too far.
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
Not too far. So definitely we cover a lot with the NBA, but mostly specialize, like we say, the Toronto Raptors.
Mm-hmm.
As being brothers too, we have a lot of high energy. We speak about just real things about life and so forth, and we just kind of keep things as fun as possible. But
yeah, man, we just like to have fun and talk about current events, concerns and things that go on. And we're super family oriented, man. So like we have lots of discussions about many things, and we want to share with everyone. It could be from motivation, inspiration, just so many different things, man. So hope you guys really tune into our channel and just take a look, and man, just keep growing and following us.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, Evans and I have both checked out your stuff, and it's fantastic. But, let's get right into it. I mean, we brought you guys in because on our 30th episode, we want to do a Raptors special extravaganza.
Yeah.
For those of you that are listening, Adrian is wearing the Champions hat that is sold out everywhere on the internet.
Sure.
Maybe they have some still in Ontario, but I don't know.
Actually, the lineup was crazy for them, man. Like, I heard people were waiting like 3 hours just to get a hat or a shirt or whatever it is. Like, the lineups were nuts.
Yeah.
That's insane. I actually ordered a T-shirt because I jumped really hard on the bandwagon. And so we'll see when it gets here, all the way to British Columbia. Guys, let's get started. We want to hear from you. We're going to go over the biggest moments in the Raptors season, all the way from preseason, because, something very important happened then, all the way to the championship parade that you guys attended, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. So let's get started. This is over a year ago, in the middle of, I can't remember, I think it was August, September, when Twitter just blew up because guess what? DeMar DeRozan and Jakob Poeltl were traded from the Raptors for Danny Green and Kawhi Leonard. Now, as Raptors fans, guys, take us through that moment. I'm sure you guys had some emotions going on.
Oh, man. Do you want to go first?
I'll let you go first.
Okay. So for me, how it went, I just remember it was like a normal day getting ready for work. And I went on my Instagram. I don't know why, but it felt like it was a vibe around the city. And I seen DeMar DeRozan put up a post immediately. And he was basically talking about something about the game or like loyalty. I forgot what it was, but he commented and made it like pretty quick. And he said basically, you guys will see soon or see later about what was going on.
Yeah.
And then went on the TV, turned it on right away, checked out SportsCenter and everything.
Yeah.
And we heard about the trade immediately.
And honestly, our hearts were heavy, guys. Like, you can feel the energy in the city. Everyone was just like, I can't believe that just happened. Right. Like, the guy who represents himself, who represents the city of Toronto, and he's like a staple in the city. Everybody loves him. And to find out that he was traded, it was a shock. Like I said, the city just felt so heavy, man. And we were like, what's gonna come of this? Like the DeMar and the Kyle duo, like it's separated now, and we've seen them grow into this, awesome backcourt, and it's like
definitely
it's separated, like it's no more,
It really took a toll because DeMar DeRozan, as we all know, is a diehard Raptors person. Like he's known as Mr. Canada, Mr. Toronto, as they say. He wanted to stay here. He wanted to end his career here. Right. He put in a lot of groundwork, of course, with the other players down the history like Damon Stoudemire and Vince and so forth. But he definitely made it for sure known that he wanted to stay and bring that championship there. So knowing that from what they were saying in speculation about supposedly Mazai saying that he was going to keep him there, and then we seen how he ended up getting traded, it kind of just hit a lot of people thinking, like what my brother was saying, it was a big staple for the city. So it did hurt a lot. And Yakum, not to get too into it, he was really good.
He was actually developing as a great team, and to find out that both of them left, it was tough.
It did hurt. It did hurt a lot of fans.
I vividly remember, the episode that we did right after the trade, Raphael and I remember calling out the Raptors franchise and saying, how do you trade your cornerstone? Like no other free agent is going to want to go there, because they see that their superstar is getting traded. And I mean, I am a Lakers fan, but obviously, living in Canada, you sort of have this allegiance to the Raptors because that's the most content that we get, right? Yeah. So I was even upset. I remember telling my girlfriend, who is a Raptors fan, and it was funny because I said, like, hey, babe, the Raptors traded DeMar. And she said, like, oh, Kyle. I'm like, no, Kyle's still with the Raptors. Like, no, but it's his best friend. And she was so concerned about that relationship.
Like a bromance going on or something. I don't know. But, it was really tough, man. We didn't know what to expect after that. We're like, all right, we don't know where the Raptors are heading.
Definitely. That was one side of it. And also Kawhi, right? People know he only played 9 games last season. Yeah. A little bit of speculation of going on, seeing would he really play a whole season. So there was a lot of things that was going on.
We heard that he didn't even want to stay in Toronto. Like it was kind of like, just make a quick pit stop here and then be on his way to LA, either the Clippers or the Lakers. I'm sure you were very excited about that. Like, all right, Kawhi's gonna make a pit stop and then come to the Lakers. But we were like, we don't know what the future is gonna be like.
Definitely.
So all the fans in Toronto, all over Canada, were just like, all right, let's see what Kawhi Leonard's going to do, what he's going to bring. Who knows how many games he's going to play. So,
Did you guys see a trade coming that year because of what happened in the playoffs, how they got knocked out? Was there speculation that?
That's a very good question. After losing again in the playoffs, especially the way that we lost, we're like, something needs to shift. Either some role players needed to be changed, added, but we felt something was going to happen, just not that DeMar was going to leave or Kyle.
Just based on the brotherhood between Kyle and DeMar.
Yeah, and I mean, besides the fact that they weren't able to get over that hump with LeBron, that really damaged things for the Raptors. I mean, they just struggled getting past LeBron, man. So, I don't know. We just thought that they would add some pieces, but not move DeMar or Kyle.
Yeah, especially after getting rid of Dwayne Casey, right? Which I think that was the first piece of the domino, right?
Yeah.
We were all like, okay, that's the change. If you cannot change the players, you change the coach.
Yeah.
So I think we were all under the agreement, like, all right, that's it. That's the biggest move of the summer. But then it happened.
Definitely. Even when before that, we heard LeBron was going to LA, so we were kind of like, okay, we have more of a chance now to, get closer to the chip.
And I know you were happy about that as well, right?
I was thinking that day, I was jumping on the couch. I was supposed to meet a friend. I come like, yo, I'm gonna be like an hour late. You have to wait for me.
Oh my gosh! Like, okay, I'm booking a one-way to LA right now.
Almost, I was this close. But yeah, so we all go through this crazy emotion of DeMar getting traded. Kyle was obviously not happy at all. But then the Raptors started doing well. They started off doing great in the season. Mm-hmm. And then, I guess one of the first news in the season is Kawhi's load management, right? I guess it was part of the deal that he went to the Raptors and said, hey, I'm not going to play back-to-backs. Or I don't know if it was the Raptors that told him, like, we have to keep you healthy and rested for the big push. Now, that at the time was obviously big news because, we came from, teams like the Spurs and Greg Popovich getting in trouble for resting their superstars. And now the Raptors saying, like, yeah, our biggest guy now is going to deliberately rest. So what was your take on Kawhi's load management?
I think it was good in a way because still didn't really know too much on his injury status, on how much like it really affected him, if he was able to come in to play heavy minutes right away. So kind of pacing it will let you know if he's able to continue to play full
high-level basketball.
At high-level basketball, definitely.
Yeah. And also, if they were going to do that, like, the load management situation, okay, then we know that in the playoffs, he's going to play heavy minutes.
Definitely.
Right.
So, it was like, okay, there's obviously, a reason why he's doing that. And, he's going to give all his efforts, which he did, right? So, at first, I think fans were kind of questioning him, like, okay, bro, like, you're here now, and you're not going to play back-to-back games. Like, fans are dying to see what this guy can do on the court.
Yeah.
But people just had to keep in the back of their minds that there's a bigger purpose why his minutes were being managed, right?
Definitely.
Why he was playing so little. But, yeah, at first we were like, okay.
It was a little bit in question, right?
Yeah, like –
9 games, and then now
you
got that time to rest, and now it's like you're still going to be taking your time here and there. But on the flip side, in addition, it was kind of nice to see that the other Raptors players were able to step up big, even from when they had back-to-back games and he wasn't able to play. We still showed that the next person would step up and come to the plate and contribute. So it worked out, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. This is sort of like revisionist history, but it did work out. Now, Evs, I know you have some thoughts about the load management issue.
Yeah, first off, I think it's going to be more utilized now in the league because of what we saw.
Right.
And then, first off, it's just like hats off to the coaching staff for the Raptors because they really, really considered it. And it was Alex McKechnie, I think is the guy who led their director of sports performance. And
damn, you did your research, man.
Hey, shout out to you.
Hey, man, he's on it.
5 rings with the Lakers.
Oh, hey, that's another plus for you,
right?
Right?
6-1, and it's with the Raptors. So, yeah, shout out to him because he was actually a big part of their win, I think, in terms of the load management. He basically turn the page for them.
Yeah, and like you guys said, while Kawhi was taking his time off, the bench mob stepped up, and they became, they got upgraded to, I guess, the starters mob because we saw players like Pascal and Fred VanVleet, just rising astronomically.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
So, you guys that experienced it almost firsthand, how was it to see, especially Pascal, who is now, I think, a fan favorite, and, his rise to almost stardom now?
Oh, yeah, man. I think he's got his own, like, hot sauce now. Like,
oh, is that for real?
Yeah, Spicy P actually has his own hot sauce.
I thought it was like someone made that up, and it was like, oh, it would be cool if it happened.
Yeah, I think his brand is also, is about to blow up. His brand that he has
with the P and the S.
Yeah, it's like a heart. His brand it's about to blow up like 100%. But I think during last year's off season, he really put in the work. There's this play. What's the guy's name again?
The coach.
I think he's a coach on one of the NBA G League teams.
I forgot his name.
His name is, I think he goes by Rico Hines, and he holds like a lot of basketball runs during the summer where a lot of players come, NBA players, G League, a bunch of others, I think from like universities and colleges, but like some big high-level talent. And we seen Pascal there, and he was like shooting threes, driving the ball really efficiently. And we're like, whoa, like it looks like Spicy P's taking it up a level. Right. So we saw some pretty good signs from him during summer as we were following him.
Definitely.
And it definitely transitioned into the NBA, as you guys can see what he's done. So we were like, whoa, okay, Pascal's really working on his game. It was big,
especially knowing from last year being with Bench Mob. You know, he was getting a little bit of minutes, looking really promising, and then seeing the transition now, his post game from his floaters, his defensiveness. He can get up the court quickly, agile. It was really nice to see him blossom the way how he is, and he's still growing. So congrats to his off-season work. That's paid off for him. It's definitely done
that's what they
a lot
say,
for
man.
Pascal.
In the summer, it's really hard.
Can we also acknowledge that Pascal has only been playing basketball for like 7 years or something like that?
Yeah, he started off playing soccer for a majority of the time and then went transition into basketball.
That's crazy. I think somebody, a player from Africa had seen him and like, yo, like you should play basketball.
Was it Luke Mbamute?
Yes, Mbamute. Yes.
Yeah. There you go.
I'm glad you knew that. I'm happy you knew that. People were like, what is this guy talking about?
No, it was during one of Luke Mbamute's I think Basketball Without Borders camps or just his own camp. And he said, this kid has talent, and he brought him to America, and he ended up with the Raptors. So
they gotta give him a ring.
Yeah, I mean,
he deserves
by association. Luke Mbamute, the champion. And what about Steady Freddy, guys? Another guy that was completely underrated, undrafted. We saw glimpses last season, but this year he became Steady Freddy.
Yeah, definitely. Fred, number one, I want to say he's the words that he says of betting on yourself shows a lot of confidence. To have that much confidence in yourself, in your game, and what you do, that speaks a lot. That gives, I think, a lot of inspiration to a lot of people. Whenever in doubt, whenever in a situation,
bet on yourself.
Bet on yourself. Have confidence. The confidence that he's shown this year, high IQ, being a leader, having Kyle Lowry as like his mentor under his wing, actually showed a lot of growth in him. And from, I think we can even say Bench Mob when he started then was kind of showing his leader skills and who he is alongside with Delon. And he's definitely put in a lot of work and has came a long way. And he's just honestly really, really vital to the Raptors. Very big, like we say, the confidence, and he plays like a dog, just like Lowry.
Like you just see the dog, like the fight in him, his competitive nature. I think is it speaks volumes to what he's able to do and what he's done and accomplished. So I think that's important. And again, he bet on himself.
Were there any other players, in the beginning of the season that you were like, oh, okay, this guy definitely trained during the summer?
I mean,
I wanna say who I felt that was surprising me a lot more. DeLon Wright was looking really good.
Yeah.
DeLon's we know that he likes to do his Euro step and stuff. His shooting was getting really good. Passing was looking really nice. I was really surprised with him. JV started to flourish a lot too. The three-pointers started getting good. They usually say centers take a while to develop, but you can tell JV was definitely hitting that point where it was like, whoa, like the ceiling is just getting more higher and higher.
And the game has changed. Everyone's shooting three-pointers now. Right. And I remember the first time, I don't remember exactly who they were playing, but somebody left him at the top of the three-point line, and they're like, okay. And everyone just, like, stopped and stared at him like, you're not going to shoot that. And you can hear the crowd like, whoa. And he made it. And I was like, oh, my God. Like, JV has a three-point shot now. So I think that was crazy.
Definitely.
This is a perfect segue because, you talked about Jonas Valanciunas and DeLon Wright, who, fast forward a couple months after the All-Star break, was traded. The Raptors traded for Marc Gasol, and the Raptors sent Jonas Valanciunas, DeLon Wright, CJ Miles, and a second-round pick of the 2024 draft to the Grizzlies. So, these guys that you were talking about were developing, but this was, it was a big gamble for the Raptors. And I remember, close to the trade deadline, just checking for Woj bombs, obviously on Twitter. And there was some speculation that maybe the Raptors wanted to go for Mike Conley and trade Kyle Lowry. And I was like, oh, no, you can't do that to my poor heart. I don't think I can take that.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, you know, that trade falls through, and then you get Marc Gasol. How do you guys feel about that?
My feeling towards that, I was kind of surprised on when that did happen.
Mm-hmm.
For me, the big surprise out of the trade, I think, was seeing DeLon leave. And JV was injured from around December, and didn't play. So we definitely did want to see him come back and get into it.
Mm-hmm.
I think also too, we've seen a little bit of I think CJ Miles' points was getting taken away from
his minutes were getting eaten up as
Danny.
well.
So we were seeing that something had to be made. I know from like a lot of people that I was speaking to that was like into the Raptors, we're saying that we needed one more piece, but couldn't really figure out what it was. There was even talks from people I knew saying maybe Norman needed to get traded and stuff, but we didn't know who we were gonna get in return. But to see that it came out being Marc Gasol,
yeah, I mean, Marc Gasol, he's an all-star, right? I mean, his IQ is up there, his passing abilities, just to create plays. You look at that and you look at the pieces that we lost. It's like, if the Raptors want to make, a playoff push now, this is the right trade. And, he's just an amazing player. As soon as he gets in the game, it's like, all right, he's going to be looking for people, get people going. He has the ability to shoot beyond the arc.
Right.
And
passing, defense, former defensive player, 2012, 2013, defensive player of the year. That's definitely big. So
I mean, we were sad to see everybody go. Like, I actually really liked DeLon, right? He was one of my favorites off the bench. Like, every time he got in the game, I'm like, let's go, DeLon's in.
He spoke about DeLon
let's go.
Lot.
Like, he was one of my guys on bench mob, man. But again, Marc Gasol, you think about now the Raptors need to make that playoff push. He's the guy that you want to have. He's that extra piece that's going to help you. And so we weren't too sad because we knew what Marc Gasol brings.
Definitely.
But the rest of the city, they're like, come on, like, these guys we've seen them grow, especially Jonas. That was a big one. Even Masai said it too. He's like, that one really hurt me, So I mean, it all worked out, How do you guys feel about Marc leaving?
Yeah.
I mean, sorry about that, Jonas and the rest of the guys.
This only confirmed my theory of the GoDaddy curse. Everyone that has been on the GoDaddy commercials, something happening to their game, or they get traded. So you had JV and the figurines, CJ's, PJs. Those guys are out of the picture. It's a GoDaddy curse, guys. I'm telling you, it's real. I wasn't even worried about the Drake curse. I am worried about the GoDaddy curse because, I think Pascal will be there next, and I'm really concerned about that. So I am very, very concerned.
We're praying for that.
We gotta warn him. Stay away from that, man. Like,
no. If I were, Pascal's agent, I'm like, "Hi, GoDaddy. No, thank you. Bye. Just hang up the phone." You're a Raptors player, and you're listening to the TheBryanBrothers and to Dropping Dimes. Just please take our advice. Don't take any.
Don't go to GoDaddy.
We're not lawyers or anything, right? So just.
And now the Raptors made a couple more signings here and there before the trade deadline. They brought in Jeremy Lin, and Jody Meeks, I believe. And this is around the time that OG had that appendicitis, and he was ruled out for the playoffs. Now, let's fast forward to the end of the season. Kind of, the Bucks take control of the East. The Raptors are sitting comfortably at number 2. It's the end of the season. How were you guys feeling as Raptors fans, knowing that, yes, you could feel that you had the team to be the number 1 in the East, but Giannis and company looked amazing. You had the Sixers and the Celtics right behind you. How was that unfolding for the playoffs?
I mean, we were still hopeful the whole time because we knew that this team was ready. That's our initial thoughts.
Definitely.
I mean, looking at Kawhi during the season, saying, you know what, this guy's amazing. Like, I really didn't watch him too much in San Antonio. And as he came to the Raptors, I'm like, this guy's special.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, all aspects, from rebounds, points, assists, whatever it is. I'm like, you know what? I'm hopeful. I think we can make a deep playoff push with this guy and all the other pieces that we have.
Definitely could. And we have from when we look at our team, we have upcoming guys like we spoke about, Fred, Pascal, that were playing really excellent and flourishing. Norm came big, especially even during the Bucks series. We had experienced players like Larry. We talked about Kawhi. You got Marc Gasol.
Yeah.
We had a team that had a bit of both, the best of everything.
Yeah.
So it was challenging getting over the hump with certain teams, but knowing that collectively as a whole, the experience and everything that we had brought together kind of gave a lot. It gave a lot of hope that we'd definitely be able to pull through. And congrats to Nick Nurse and the coaching staff and stuff for re-strategizing, because that honestly, when it comes to playoffs, we know it's all about matchups and stuff, but I always say after one game, you got to go back to the drawing board again and strategize. So all those things kind of came into play, and it really gave a lot of confidence for what we could do.
Oh, yeah. And speaking about the Bucks, Giannis he's pretty dangerous. He's pretty dangerous. I mean, the fact that, his driving game is so efficient, the fact that he was stepping out and shooting three-pointers and, pull-up jump shots, not just, regular set, actually going in from across to a jump shot, I was like, okay, next year, this guy's going to be really scary.
Yeah.
Really scary, right? So, again, we were just hopeful, the whole time.
You guys definitely mentioned something that we haven't, and that's a coaching staff, right? Obviously, Nick Nurse on his first season as head coach, he had been with the Raptors as an assistant, but he was able to not only take control and manage, expectations, manage Kawhi's expectations, and I mean, I'm not going to say his ego because I don't even know if he's got one.
I don't know either.
Yeah, but the entire situation surrounding Kawhi, getting new players like Marc Gasol, Jeremy Lin, Jody Meeks, all these guys, and sort of throw them into the mix while still trusting, the Pascals and the Van Vliets and the norms of the world, right?
Yeah.
So let's look at the first round of playoffs, right? Raptors hit at number 2, and they get the Magic.
Yeah.
And we know what happened on that first game. The Raptors lost that first game at home, which, I think from my end at least, I was like, Raptors, here we go. If it's not LeBron, it's going to be now the Magic.
See the words that you just said right there? You can't see them, but you hear them. Here we go again. That's a big thing with Raptors fans because we know the past. We're not going to talk about it or bring it up, but that here we go again. The feeling, just as you said that, we were watching the TV screen right up to it, and as that ball released out of
DJ Augustine's hands.
Out of his hands, we're like, okay, no, this cannot happen, and the ball goes in, my heart just dropped. You guys don't understand. Oh my god,
DJ looked almost unstoppable that game.
Yeah, no, for real.
Vujovic was playing amazing.
Yeah.
It was crazy. But even speaking about that, we were 12 and 14 in first round games, and it kind of hurts because it just seemed like it's a trend going on. So when having that Magic game, congrats to Magic though, because they were on a great run from after the All-Star game. I think it was 22-9, and to keep that energy going, we thought as Raptors fans, we got the greatest team right now. We should be able to set a statement now.
Just
that first round curse should be over. And then when that happened, just like what you said, here we go again.
I actually that phrase right there with Raptors fans actually bothers me.
It's like a meme.
Yeah, somebody's gonna make a meme somewhere. We'll find it. We'll post it. But, that's how we felt. We're like, come on, man.
But then the Raptors come back in a fashion, they did the gentleman's sweep, 4-1 against the Magic. Was there a point where you guys saw okay, Kawhi smelled blood and now he's going after it?
Mm-hmm. I think the biggest thing was shutting down Vujovic. Marc Gasol played amazing defense. And he kept him quiet. So that was one, component of the team that you didn't have to worry about. And then the next guy that we have to talk about is Terrence Ross. He emerged as an amazing shooter.
Off the screen.
Catch and shoot. He's so
athletic, as we all know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that from him. Like, I wasn't paying attention to him the whole season. And when I would see him shoot the ball from three-pointer with so much confidence, I was like, where was this? Like, who was training you during the offseason? Because, like, I didn't see this. I mean, there was that one game where I think he had about 56 points or something like that, or something crazy. Or was it 50 points?
I think it was 51 or
something like that.
Close to beating Carter's record.
Yeah, but we didn't expect that.
But as of Kawhi, Kawhi definitely, you can tell, being the aggressor, being the leader of the team when it comes to scoring. We know vocally it's Lowry. Lowry's the one that gets everyone together.
Yeah.
But to take over, Kawhi was honestly being really aggressive. And I felt once he knew that guys like Aaron Gordon couldn't hold him. If you called a switch, if Terrence was on him, or even I forgot the other guy's name on Orlando, Fournier.
Yeah.
None of those guys can hold him. And when you know that, especially yourself in the confidence, you smell blood all the time. He is straight attack mode.
Yeah.
Now, Raptors make it to the second round of playoffs against the Sixers.
Yes.
A very powerful team, just packed with talent. They also made some moves in the middle of the season to acquire Tobias Harris and Jimmy Butler.
Yes.
Right? No, that was at the beginning of the season, but still a super talented team. And, I mean, that was a weird series. I don't know if you guys agree, but I think
very weird.
Because there were a couple of games where there were absolute blowouts. There was that one game where I think Kyle Lowry scored or didn't score any points at all. It was just weird. But how do you guys feel, against the Sixers? Because that was stressful, to say the least.
Yeah, I think I think that game, like, I don't know, people were really knocking Kyle, and he has the heart of a champion. Like, he's gonna find a way to get it done. Even though he didn't score one of the games, I think, not that I think, but he was facilitating, making plays, doing what he had to do besides scoring. Did you want to touch on that?
I think for the series, it was weird in the sense from when we were like covering the stats. I felt it was who was more of the aggressor, because one thing that did stand out was whoever controlled the boards of that game seemed to have won the game. And it was like one game we would be the aggressor, the next game it'd be Philly, the next game it'd be us. And it just seemed a little bit weird in that sense. Also, we had Van Vliet and a couple of other guys had a little bit of shooting woes and stuff like that.
That's when Van Vliet went radio silent almost and couldn't hit a shot.
Yeah.
He went MIA,
It was definitely weird, but when it came down to the stretch, I feel that we definitely wanted it more. We obviously can tell the iconic shot from Kawhi, but I think Game 7 was like probably the most scariest game to show who wanted it more on rebounding and just playing full out. It was definitely.
And Joel Embiid wasn't himself. I mean, he had knee problems. He was also sick for a period of time, I think throughout the series too, right? But remember that dunk that he had? I think he had a windmill.
Was it the windmill and then he did a little airplane?
Yeah, airplane activated. But it's like, in a playoff game, you're going to throw a windmill, bro? Like, for real?
Philly, that game actually looked like they were having fun, which to me was like,
really, that bothered us.
That was like intimidating.
Yeah, like we were bothered, like, okay, Raptors, like, these guys are having fun. This is the playoffs. Like, I know basketball, yes, it's fun, of course, but, like, this is business. And this guy's doing a windmill in game, and then he's laughing and smiling. I was like, oh, my God, no.
And then
the Raptors have to beat this team.
Next series, he was silent. So just like you were saying, it was just a weird round.
You're right. That's a perfect way to describe it. It was really weird.
Well, because the Raptors started off down 2 in the series, right? And then they came back. We had the airplane mode, Embiid, then Embiid with all sorts of illnesses. What else happened in that series? That was hilarious. I mean, that's when Kawhi also said, like, where do you go from being 2-0? And he's like, we go back to Toronto.
Yeah.
Of course, that's the most Kawhi response ever.
He wanted to laugh so badly, but I don't know, just
Kawhi's something else, man.
I don't know. Some people think he's a robot. the cyborg. I don't know. He just shut off his emotion right there. Like,
where were you guys when the shot happened?
We were literally standing in front of our TV.
Yeah.
And I just remember that he ran to his spot on the baseline. He put it up.
Wait, let's just talk about this for a second. So, as you know, let's break it down. So, I think Kawhi had missed one of his free throws, right?
Yes.
And then they got the rebound, and Jimmy Butler just ran coast to coast and got a layup. And at this point, like, I almost tore my T-shirt in half. I'm like, how did he get the rebound and score? Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
So fast forward a little bit. The Raptors get the ball. Sorry, I'm kind of like, all in this right now. But he gets the ball, and Kawhi gets the ball inbounded to him, and he runs all the way to the corner. Ben Simmons picked him up, but after Joel Embiid kind of just kicked him out the way.
Yeah.
And then that's when the iconic moment just happened,
Those drops around the hoop, what they call shooter's bounce or whatever, that was, I think, I didn't even know how to feel.
We literally lost our minds. Like, I feel bad for my neighbors, people outside that heard us. Like, we just lost our minds, guys. It was amazing.
Where were you when you saw the shot?
I was watching it, but reacted the same too. It was bonkers just to see the ball trickle like that, and then it was just, the suspense was unreal.
Honestly, it felt like I was watching a movie.
Rod, where were you when you were seeing that?
I was watching it online through the Reddit NBA streams. May rest in peace because they got banned.
Oh, no.
And I remember I was with my girlfriend. We missed most of the game because we were out, but we came back for the fourth quarter. Then, when I saw Kawhi doing that loop, I grabbed my phone and I'm like, it's overtime. And I was sort of like looking at my phone, looking back at the screen.
Yeah.
We both see the shot going off and then, bounce in. And she lost her mind. I lost mine. I live on the West End here in Vancouver. It's close to the beach, lots of apartment buildings. And you could hear people, from neighboring buildings just yelling and screaming. And like, this is awesome.
Yeah, did you guys hear, like, your neighbors cheering at all as well? Or?
They couldn't hear anything because we were like, we were
on
10, man.
I think we overpowered screaming.
We literally overpowered everybody, man. The neighbors, like, to the west side, east side, south, wherever, man. Everybody heard us. Like, they just, I don't know, man.
So after this iconic shot, obviously Kawhi becomes a folk hero almost in Canada, let alone Toronto. And they move on to the conference finals and they face the powerhouse, right? The Bucks and the guy who is most certainly going to get the MVP, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yes.
How do you guys feel going into that series?
I felt kind of worried, to be honest. One reason why I felt worried was Giannis, we know, is unstoppable. But one thing about him, and I applaud the Bucks for it, they built some really good pieces around him.
Yeah.
You have Mirotic, Middleton, Bledsoe can drive to the paint, Brogdon coming off the bench, 6th guy.
And Lopez, this 3-point shot that he developed.
Yeah, let's not talk about Lopez.
I was doing that too.
Game 1, right? Game 1, but even just what we felt, it was nerve-wracking because throughout the season, they were just beating on every team.
They're bulldozing every team.
They were just running through everybody. Giannis takes like 3-4 steps from half court and he's in the paint. It was just crazy. But to know what we were up against, the only thing that brought calmness was knowing Kawhi is like top 5 player, offense and defense.
Yeah.
If we can slow him down, we definitely would have a chance with something. So it was a little bit of a nervous feeling.
I mean, at the same, we were just hopeful. Like, okay, you know what, Raptors, you guys are in deep right now, but if everyone just does their part, plays together as a team, I knew they could get past them.
Definitely.
Just like, first off, you want to stop Giannis at all costs. At all costs, you want to stop him from getting into the paint. And then he was smart enough to find his shooters around the perimeter, and that's what he did. But you know what? It just wasn't enough.
Yeah, and sorry, I think I got confused here, but that was a series where the Raps were down 2-0. And that's when Kawhi said, we go back to Toronto and we win games 3 and 4. And they did that. I mean, to be honest with you guys, I had the Bucks winning that series.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that I know in my circle, they were like, yeah, they cannot get past Giannis. And every game that the Raptors won after that, it was just like, oh my God, they really won it this time.
Yeah.
Defensive adjustments, I think, was major on the Raptors' part because we didn't let him get in the paint that much. There was times where you couldn't control it. And I think also, too, Giannis and his free throw shooting hurt him big time because he got to the paint a lot but couldn't really do anything about it. And I think after losing from game 1, coming close game 2, and learning about Lopez wanting to kick it out, trying to stop Brogdon, I think also, too, Norman Powell, he seems to be like the Bucks' kryptonite. He was playing amazing.
The Bucks hunter.
And even speaking on Fred, I feel that's when he started to come alive because Fred, we know from the past 2 series he had,
a bit shaky,
but he
got
himself
steady in this series.
Steady Freddie, and man, that honestly I think brought us over the hump.
Yeah, but Norman Powell
definitely
Fred was the key factor.
And defensive adjustments, big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was super shocked, honestly, when the Raptors won 4 in a row in that series.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to go to Game 7.
A lot of people were saying that the Bucks were going to lose I think they're going to lose Game 6 to go to Game 7. I forgot how they're saying it, but they were saying, people were saying, and speculators were saying that
Stephen A. Smith,
they're going to be Bucks are going to be upset, take a loss, come back, and then beat us back at Milwaukee.
Yeah.
But that didn't end up happening. Not at all.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you got Kawhi, right?
It was that Game 5 in Milwaukee where, I had the Raptors losing that, and again, the Bucks forcing Game 7. And when they won, I was in disbelief, and that's when I was like, no, the Raptors are going all for it.
Yeah.
They definitely look for real.
Yeah. Everyone came together, and that's what you have to do, man,
It looked like they really made, like, some good adjustments, like you said, right? Some playoff adjustments. And putting Kawhi on Giannis was huge for them. That really showed, what Kawhi could do on both ends. So it was a great matchup.
Oh, yeah. It's just that to stop Giannis, I feel like, I don't know, man. It's going to take all 5 players to help stop Giannis because, honestly, once he gets in the paint, he's going to draw a foul or he's going to finish really strongly. So they managed to shut him down and then trying to kick it out to other shooters. You got guys closing out just timely enough to, knock off their shots. So it was good, man. It was awesome.
So the Raptors take the East and, you guys start and you realize that you face the Warriors, the Golden State Warriors, the team that has been to the finals 5 times in a row.
Yeah.
And they're coming off from a back-to-back, going into a 3-peat that thank God they didn't make, because that's the one thing that has kept me alive as a Lakers fan in recent years. How are you guys feeling before that? Because, again, as optimistic as everyone could have been, it was the Warriors.
Yeah. I mean, well, they had no Kevin Durant. So that was like, okay, KD's not playing. If he plays, then, we were definitely nervous. Because you know what KD can give. He can give you, as many points as you need. It's pretty hard to stop him. I think he's one of the best. Actually, he is the best player in the NBA right now. I'm going to go ahead and say that.
Yeah.
So, then you got Stephan Curry, shoot the lights out. Klay Thompson, he's also amazing. In this series, honestly, Klay, like, early on, he was unguardable.
Klay showed his presence. But even with KD out, which I think some people, I don't want to say some people, but the Warriors have won a championship without KD before.
Yeah.
So they know what it takes with having Iguodala, you have the Splash Brothers, Draymond, and a couple other pieces. So it felt to us like it was going to be a big test to see if we can overcome this because with KD out, that gives a lot more volume shooting for the Splash Brothers.
Yeah.
They run a lot of assists, a lot of plays,
a lot
flash
of
screens.
Plays, yeah.
It definitely seemed like something that would be challenging, but just knowing overall that we had a shot and we're in the finals, it definitely gave hope that we came this far and we weren't just going to let it go like that for nothing.
Yeah.
Then we have game one. The Raptors take it against what everyone thought. To be honest, how do you guys feel about that game one? Where it was a good win. It was close, but it was a good win.
Yeah, I think we were just excited. Like, okay, that's one, and like the whole of Canada was kind of counting. Like, okay, 3 more, like just 3 more.
Right.
Everybody was really excited. Like, whoa, like okay, that was the sign that we can do this.
Definitely.
That was the sign right there. Like, wait, we beat them. Because everyone, Stephen A. Smith, this is going to be a sweep. Everybody listen up. This is a sweep. This is over before it even started. Come on, everybody. Like, you know how he gets down, right?
Let me just tell you that is a really good Stephen A. Smith impersonation.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you. And if Stephen A. hears this, he can just contact the Bryan brothers. We can set something up.
And dropping dimes.
And dropping dimes, of course.
Get the 5 of us on the show, man. Come on, let's go.
Why not?
That was good.
Yeah, we were just like, okay, like the Raptors can do this.
Definitely. It's one thing to say we can do this, but to keep it in the back of our minds, it's just the first game we won. We got 3 more to go.
And adjustments.
They're the champs. The champs, you know what to do. They know what to do. So it was definitely an exciting feel, but nothing to get too far ahead yet.
Yeah.
I remember watching your guys' video and your reaction on the disrespect of the Del Curry jersey that Drake wore to game 1.
Yeah, I was saying that it was disrespectful, but my brother was saying that he didn't look at it like that.
Yeah, like you're showing appreciation. He's wearing a Raptors jersey. But
he's wearing it as in like, your dad used to play for the Raptors. Like, I just thought it was disrespectful. Evans, what did you think?
I like the fact that he brought it back. I don't know.
Yeah. You didn't see it as disrespect?
They're playing against them. It's just part of the atmosphere, part of the entertainment factor.
Ron, how'd you feel about it, man?
When I saw it on TV, I was like, no, he didn't. And then
see, that's what I'm talking about.
And then on the back, this signature, I'm like, wait, how did he get it signed? And it wasn't until days after that I saw like there was a broker in Brooklyn and someone drove like 10 hours to get it through the border.
We've seen that.
This crazy story behind the Del Curry signed jersey. And I was like, I mean,
that's Drake.
I have nothing against Drake. That's
what he does.
If I had the money and the resources to do that, I would do that and another 20 more things if I were him.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, I thought it was like that was trolling at its finest. It was classy. Shout out to the Curry family because they were a part of the Raptors history. But at the same time, it's like your daddy played for the team that is gonna beat you.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
So we were like, yo, I thought that was disrespectful. It was trolling at its finest, like you said. I loved it.
Man, Drake is just I'm a little bit jealous because he's a super fan with all sorts of resources.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much endless. I just find it kind of absurd that they didn't like him kind of, celebrating with this team because he's an ambassador at the end of the day. He's a diehard fan. So
right.
I don't know why people were bashing him, right? What do you guys think about that?
I don't have anything against that. I mean, again, when I see myself, when I check myself in my reactions watching, let alone the Lakers, any NBA game, like I would do the same. Yeah. If I had the context that Drake had, if I could hang out with like Magic Johnson and Shaq, that would be unbearable.
Right? I'm telling you, that's everything.
Yeah, like come on.
Oh, I guess we sort of skipped on the little feud between the Bucks' daughter, the owner of the Bucks' daughter, and Drake, like the little back and forth between the Pusha T shirt.
Yeah.
And then Drake, what was Drake's comeback?
Drake said something like he still had tickets for her to
or something. I think he posted a picture of her for his display picture on Instagram.
Yes. Again, he knows how to troll people.
Hey man, I love it, man. I absolutely love it.
So let's go back to the finals, guys. And after Game 4, and this is in Oakland, the Warriors take Game 2 in Toronto, so the series split. Then Game 3, the Raptors win. Game 4, I think everyone in the basketball world expected the Warriors to come back with an absolute vengeance and decimate the Raptors. But what do you know? the Raptors take it and they go up 3-1 in the series. How were fans reacting at that point? Like, we're up 3-1 in the NBA Finals against the Golden State Warriors.
Well, I think at that point, like, I was going online looking for one of these. And everyone was just saying, one more. Just one more.
That was it. We were so close. We were right there. And it was more of excitement, but let's just finish them off first before we fully let loose. But they usually say the odds of a team down 3-1 and losing it, I forgot the record, but
I don't know, or percentage. I'm not sure what it is.
It was very hard for a team to lose. So just to know we were that close, the excitement was there, but it was like, I guess at 98%. The full 100.
Still loading, still buffering.
There you go. Perfect way to explain it.
You could see that the Raptors, they weren't too excited. After the game, as they were going in the tunnel, everyone just had a straight face. Like, nobody was, even close to celebrating because they know this is a championship team. They don't go down easily, so everyone was just focused and dialed in. That's why I was saying, live in the moment, right? And I think that's what everybody was doing. The job wasn't finished.
What was everyone saying down there about the 3-1? Was everyone going crazy?
Local fans were, they were, smelling a championship, but obviously can't too high or too low. It's just one game, right? Like you said, you're playing against the Warriors, and they've been in that situation. 3-1, they got beaten. So
from my perspective, here in Vancouver, I would have to say that in previous years I saw a lot of Golden State jerseys popping up, and Coach Klay mentioned that in our previous episode. But definitely this year was like all Raptors. I saw a couple Warriors jerseys, but everyone was like, "Oh, boo, go home." Seriously.
Yeah.
I was thrilled, honestly. I'm like, this is awesome for the country. I'm on the side of like, this is good for Vancouver as well, because this puts us all in perspective of, Canada is ready to support more NBA teams. But at the same time, I was like, the Raptors have to finish this, because otherwise, history, as we all know, is written by the victorious, right?
Yes.
And we're all going to talk about if the Warriors come back from a 3-1 deficit, everyone's going to talk about the comeback. No one's going to say like, oh, the Raptors had a good run.
Yeah. No, they wouldn't even talk about it, right?
You forget all about that for sure, definitely.
And honestly, I took it personally, even though I shouldn't. I'm like, okay, like, if the Raptors lose, like, I don't know, people will just look at people from Toronto and all over Canada like, wow, like, you guys are right there, but you guys couldn't finish the job, right?
Right.
So I'm like, hey, Raptors need to win. Like, they have to finish the job.
Definitely.
I took it personally. So,
meant a lot. It definitely meant a lot.
So Game 5, this stage is set. The Raptors are at home.
Yeah.
Larry O'Brien goes to Canada just in case it needs to be handed out.
Yeah.
And, man, what a game. I mean, first of all, it was a wild finish.
Wow.
Crazy turnovers at the end, like a couple of, I think it was Kyle Lowry and Boogie had turnovers in the last minute.
Oh, yeah.
And then, who was it? Steph, I think, or Klay. No, Klay Thompson had that three-pointer that just pushed the Raptors up.
Oh, the pump.
And then,
that one. I just kind of wish Kawhi just stayed down, because he tried to just go all in for it.
Yeah.
But it's like, you got to remember, it's like I'm giving advice to Kawhi. He's just after
he's listening, so go for it.
Yeah, Kawhi, we love you, man. Please stay. But Klay Thompson's a smart guy. He's a very smart basketball player. So he just, got the pump fake, and he was in the clear. A warm-up routine jump shot, knocked it down. So. And
then, Kyle Lowry with the last shot, and Draymond Green just pulling off a Michael Jordan from Space Jam, stretching his limbs.
Yeah.
In ways that physics do not allow. Just getting just a little bit of the ball, enough.
Nails.
Yeah. But you know what? People in Toronto basically thought Kyle Lowry just missed the shot that bad.
I when I saw that live, I was like, oh, that was a really bad miss.
I thought that too.
Yeah. I kind of thought Draymond blocked it initially, because there's no way Kyle Lowry's going to miss that bad. That's what I thought. But everyone's like, come on, like, are you kidding me? He had that shot and he blew it. Like, come on. I don't think Kyle Lowry's gonna miss that bad. Hit the back of the rim. Like, come on. So it was sad that Draymond blocked it, but we were still hopeful. I keep using that word because that's just how we felt. We were hopeful that, you know what, the Raptors can go in there, stay locked in. And Kyle Lowry said it himself, like, I play better when I'm away. So as he said that, we were like, okay. Like, okay. Like, there's hope.
Definitely saying, reeling on that for hope. To know that we lost by 1, kind of shows that if we make a little bit more adjustments, the next game will win for sure. But speaking about the game 5 you're talking about, the last couple of minutes, Kawhi was hitting some big shots.
Oh, yeah.
It was so back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
I felt within like the last 3 minutes, I was like, we have this. Like you talked about the big shot from Klay. That whole last 3 minutes was just so overwhelming. It was really dramatic.
Yeah. As Raptors fans, like, we're used to it, right? The ups and downs, like, in the game, like, okay, yes. Like, oh, please, here we go again, right? So
really brace yourself.
Yeah, we're used to it, right?
So, and the subplot of Game 5 was obviously KD going down.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna go about the couple jerks in the arena that cheered for you, because I mean, just like with the Bucks, when they, like, this guy on Twitter made fun of Nav, the super fan, that we all can agree that person does not represent the Bucks fandom.
Definitely.
Yes.
People did not represent Raptors fans.
Yeah.
And we have 2 Raptors fans in you guys that can give us a little bit of your take,
Yeah.
All KD going down.
He can touch on that firsthand because he's experienced injuries. So.
When KD went down, I felt hurt immediately. Long story short, I was playing basketball one day, and I suffered a knee contusion. And the feeling of that hurt. It was like immediate pain. My brother had to pick me up, drive me to the hospital. And then to see, strong guy right here, to see that happen, you never want to wish injury on nobody.
No.
If anything, it would be more better knowing that we beat them with him there. But to see just in the health aspect of being a human, you never want to see anybody get hurt.
Yeah.
You never want to see anybody down. We wish him the best and a speedy recovery.
100%.
But to see that some people were cheering, I don't think they really were taking into consideration at the moment that that could jeopardize maybe his career. That could have been even more worse than what it was. And just knowing on the fact of that injury, it's serious, And
you know what? Let's touch on something for a second here. Is his name Max? Max Kellerman or something?
Max Kellerman?
Yeah. So he said something that I agreed with. I don't think the fans initially were like happy that KD got hurt.
Yeah.
I think they were like, oh my gosh, KD is down, but now we have a chance at being champions, right? Because of course, KD, and I believe it was, he scored either 11 points in 12 minutes or 12 points in 11 minutes. Yeah. So that just shows you what kind of player he is. As soon as he came in, he didn't even drive the ball. All he did was shoot, right? And he was able to rack up so many points. But after the fans realized, like, oh my God, KD's actually hurt, I think, like, they took it in and they're like, wow, like, he's actually hurt. Oh my God, like, and then they started to clap for him.
Right.
But first was like, oh my gosh, KD's out. We can win a championship now because, we have all the pieces that we need. And that big player, that big star that KD is, he's gone, right?
Definitely.
So, when Max said that, I was like, you know what, that makes sense. I don't think they were clapping because he got hurt, but it's because it's like, okay, now that KD is out of the picture, we got a chance. Our chances just increased, right?
Yeah. And there were a few fans that took it a step forward and even made a donation to KD's foundation. There's this one guy that sent flowers on behalf of Canada, actually, to apologize. So, again, I don't think the Raptors fan base should be judged on the actions of, maybe a couple individuals.
Yes.
Definitely.
Agreed. And again, for those people who are cheering because, like, he's injured, they got to think, like, what if, put yourself in his position, like, you're injured from, doing something that you love to do, and that's tough. you should never wish that on anybody.
Well, just getting hurt.
Yeah,
one
period.
Injury, big or small, can change your life, right?
Yeah.
So you never want to wish.
But I think I can take up for Canadian fans that they weren't wishing, or happy that Katie got hurt. It was just from the fact that our chances just increased, and they realized after, like, whoa, like, he's human too, right? He got injured. We gotta be careful. And that's just the picture that we saw.
So, moving on from all events in Game 5, the Raptors go back to Oakland, Golden State, at home, gonna force a Game 7, right? Or trying to. It sort of felt that way, before that. And I think almost everyone that was, quote-unquote, an expert felt that the Warriors were going to win at home. But, the Raptors had taken the 2 previous games in Golden State. So how do you guys feel going into Game 6?
I felt a bit confident to know from Game 5 we only lost by 1.
Yeah.
Like, once we make the right adjustments and we know that we had a game that close, we'll be able to get over the hump or figure out or solve the riddle to the puzzle of Golden State and trying to stop them. We also know, too, Klay was playing out of his mind. He was definitely scary in Game 5.
Yeah.
We know that Curry can have a big game anytime, too. The reason why I'll say initially for me I wasn't worried too much, I know Andre, as we've seen from in the series, hit a big shot. We've seen a couple of those things which kind of hurt us a bit.
That was huge.
But those guys, I feel, compared to our players, I don't think they're, ready for us in that sense. We shown a lot of grind, especially that last game start to end. I know that we'll be able to make the extra push, but it was definitely a concern to say, if we can continue that energy, or if these guys end up having another person going off, it could definitely be a Game 7 and be really scary. So,
and it's 2 guys. Just shut down Steph and Klay. I know that's like mission impossible, but if it can be done, if you can at least slow them down, there's a really good chance, right? So,
I mean, it was an incredibly close game. I was in LA for that game.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, I was in a conference for work, and obviously, LA people were sort of rooting for Golden State, some Cali love. So after the conference, I rushed to a restaurant to watch the game. I was the only person there cheering every time the Raptors did something good. And I just got all these nasty looks from people like, you? Like, are you sure you're in the right place right now?
I know, right?
It was a weird experience, but, let's skip a little bit in Klay's injury. Obviously, it was unfortunate, but that's
turning point.
It was a bit of a turning point. Kudos to him because he came back, shot his free throws, stayed for another minute, and then that's when he got told, like, no, you have to head back. And I think he felt it at that point.
Yeah, he knew at that point that it's a wrap for him, that he'd have to take off. And again, for Danny Green's sake, he was making a play on the ball. I don't think he did anything intentionally to hurt Klay Thompson. That's not in his character. That's not in his personality from what we can see. And again, the referees, they didn't, make any calls on Danny Green as a flagrant anything. Like I said, it was a play on the ball. And I felt really bad that happened because he was scorching hot, man. The way he was shooting that ball, I was like, oh my God, please, like somebody shut this guy down.
He literally looks like he can't miss at all. You come around the screen, he can hit it, he can create his own shot.
He had one pull-up jumper from, like, beyond the three-point line. Like, I was like, yo, honestly, if he hits another one of those, bro, like, I'm going to have to sub in and play some defense on him because, like, he's crazy, man. Like,
he definitely was.
The shots that he makes and even his selection, I'm like, I don't know, bro, if I would take that kind of jump shot. What the hand, like, in your face, and he's still able to get it off?
And that was crazy. But
he's amazing.
Once again, we hope he recovers well. Speedy recovery to Klay Thompson.
100%.
And like you were saying, Evans, like, it honestly was a turning point because as soon as he came out, I felt that it kind of hit Golden State in the heart. Like, it really hurt them. That loss was really big.
I think Steph Curry slammed the ball. Like he was like frustrated.
Yeah, that happened the game before. You lose Kevin. There was a lot of adversity, I guess is the right word, against them, and the pressure you can definitely felt was more heightened from that injury right there, and that's kind of where things shifted.
There was a shot of Steph Curry, while Klay was being attended, where he just sat down on the floor, put a towel over his head, and I think that's when he was like, I think our run is over. Obviously, for many, many factors, but that's when it hit him, because I'm going back to the Raptors and everything that they did right. That's when Coach Nick Nurse, he was like, put 3 hands over Steph Curry, like let Iguodala, let McKinney, let the other guys beat us.
Right. Yeah, definitely. That's true.
And it worked.
It
yeah.
It definitely did.
Yeah.
So, sorry, fast forward to that crazy last minute. How were the Bryan brothers feeling with the Raptors up in the score? Take me through the last minute and the last 0.9 seconds that felt like another half an hour of game.
Yeah. So let's paint the picture here. So we're standing right in front of our TV. I got my shirt off. Like I'm sweating buckets now because again, that "here we go again" little phrase caption, like I just see it like everywhere in my living room. Like, "Here we go again." Stephen A. Smith saying that, Sports Center, everybody. I'm like, no. But the Raptors managed to just stay calm. Besides Danny Green turning over the ball, that was a huge one. Not to call him out, of course, like his emotions and everything were obviously heightened.
That was scary.
And
he threw out a little bit because we know what happened, but like when I saw that, I was back in my hotel room at that point. I was like, no, like this right now.
It was so scary when that happened.
I was like, are you kidding me?
The free throws felt scary.
Everything felt scary.
That, Steph had a really good look at the rim after that turnover.
Exactly, and that's the one that really, like, where we started sweating. Because, Stephen Curry, he big shots like that, right? So as the ball went up, like, I'm not going to lie, I turned away.
I watched, and
I turned away.
You can feel for a second, it was like a pin needle can drop and everyone can hear it. Like, moment of silence for that shot, and as soon as it missed, I started jumping up and down like a child. I was okay, couple more seconds, let's get this, or we're gonna win.
And then that little couple of seconds there was kind of funny. I forgot exactly what had happened, like in detail, but I know Kawhi ended up with some free throws. Oh, Draymond Green tried to call a timeout. That's what it was.
Big time, no timeouts.
With no timeouts, and then
I think Del Curry and Sonia Curry everyone was calling a timeout, but they all forgot they didn't have any.
Yeah, that was really costly.
Yeah.
Because, if this is a championship-winning team and they could not handle that pressure moment at the time, so it says a lot.
I'm surprised that no one has come out and sort of
commented on that
moment, because to me it was like, I'm sure they've been in all assistant coach were yelling, like, no more timeouts, don't call this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And, the moment they get hands on the ball, like, you could see forwards just going like, timeout.
Yeah, and it's like, you don't have any left.
I feel it was a nervous breakdown.
On both teams though. Both teams had a nervous breakdown. There's so much at stake, right? Yeah.
And then that 0.9 seconds when Curry had the ball, we all know Curry could shoot those shots from beyond half court and hit that.
I don't even know.
So my brother, for a couple seconds, was like, just wait. Like, maybe he can hit that shot. So let's just wait first. And when we seen that miss, oh my gosh. Woo!
We lost our minds. Like,
I ripped my shirt that time.
Yeah, like, I don't know, man. Like,
you guys do a watching reaction video?
We should have done one.
Oh man, yeah.
So good.
Did you guys do any reaction videos?
I was in my hotel room. I was FaceTiming my girlfriend, and I was watching this. I sat down on the chair, and then I started jumping up and down. As you were with a bunch of people.
I was at a bar with a bunch of friends, and it was crazy. Pandemonium. Everyone's just cheering.
Any Golden State fans there?
A couple.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did they leave the premises?
They got forced to wear Raptors gear.
Right.
No, like we lost our minds, but that's a really good idea. We gotta look into that.
Should have done that.
If that would have went viral, 100%.
I recorded it on my phone and I was screaming, but I didn't put it on me. But like,
yeah. Immediately, actually, we heard cars like just on the street. Maybe like the street's probably like, I don't know, like a 2-minute walk from where we are. Yeah. Cars were honking. We heard screaming.
Oh yeah.
Like it was like you said, pandemonium here. Like it was, especially in this house. Like it was just man.
The only thing that I, if I had the ability to turn back time and fix things, like I mentioned this on the previous episode as well. I wish we could have just had the countdown. Like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Because the 0.9. Then there was a foul on Kawhi, then the free shots, and then, there was a bit of a mix-up with the officials. They didn't know what to call.
That's a good observation.
So I was like, I started celebrating. I gave it my all. I was FaceTiming my girlfriend. We were all having a good time. And then free throws, and, Raptors up by 4, so impossible for the Warriors to do anything. Yeah. And then the game's officially, I'm like, I gave it my all already. I don't know how to celebrate anymore.
Well, we kind of felt like that too. Like, okay, like, is it time? Like, it's time, But we still reacted, just.
It's 24 years in the making. Ooh.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, so, let's hear it from you guys. That championship, what it means to the team, to the fans, to the city of Toronto.
It means so much to the city of Toronto and to the team. At one point, we were a team where no one wanted to really come to Toronto, and they had a lot of excuses to say. Either it was the cold or
players just didn't want to come here.
So just going through that, we had the Vince Carter era that we had where we felt we were so close. The DeRozan era recently happening. We've been diehard fans, no matter what, through win and loss, seeing Raptors play and just always cheering for them. And it's honestly still surreal to the point that we actually won a championship, because a lot of times you would think when are we going to? That's real. That's real.
For those of you listening, Adrian just is wearing his Raptors championship hat. Is just taking a really good look at it just to make sure that this is happening.
It's definitely real. And who would have thought in 1 year, giving away to us the heart of Toronto, DeRozan, and bringing in Kawhi and all this would see a championship. The trades during the halfway point of the season, the load management conversations, a lot of stuff conspired over the mix of this season and just our previous history. To see this now, it means a lot to the city. Blue Jays have a championship. Maple Leafs have one. TFC has one.
The Maple Leafs? The Leafs have
we have some from previous. But to know that the Raptors now can have a championship, we've worked hard, blood, sweat, and tears. Diehard fans can now celebrate and say we've made it.
I was going to say, for the fans, this means a lot.
Yeah.
Because the fans, they've seen the organization just, go through so much, here we go again. This player came here, is not really, giving their full potential. And the fans just deserve something to cheer about. They were just man, I think in disbelief at some points, but the fans really deserve this one.
We have the greatest fans in the world. You heard LeBron to many players say the atmosphere in Toronto is different in Canada. A whole country.
It's crazy.
That's amazing. I see you in LA. But it means a lot, man. It's honestly important for the fans to be a part of this.
Yeah.
Like I said, I am personally on the side of thinking that this was great for the country.
Definitely.
Having this much exposure.
How do you feel?
How do you feel, man?
About Toronto winning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so before you go into it, I have to call Evans out a little bit. My man here, he loves basketball like we all do. Mm-hmm. Now, you're a Grizzlies fan.
Oh, really? Hey, Memphis Grizzlies.
By default.
Vancouver Grizzlies.
Yeah,
sorry.
Vancouver.
Can't forget that.
Yes, not Memphis.
Right? Correct me on that. Thank you.
But my man here was rooting for a 7-game series. So after the Raptors went 3-1, he started rooting for the Warriors to come back, of course, a Game 7.
But you know what? He's not alone. A lot of people actually in Toronto, I've heard specifically at work, were like, I wanted it to go, 7. Like, I wanted to see it go down to Game 7. So you're not the only person.
Good amount of people.
Thank you.
But yeah, how do you feel about the Raptors?
I think it's great. I think it's great for the country. I think it's great for all cities in Canada because it just brings people together. I mean, we wouldn't be talking right now if they hadn't won. So
yeah,
it's all good.
This definitely does a lot for the city. You're right. For the country, it speaks volumes. Like you say, togetherness. I've seen togetherness, but not like this. This was just such an amazing feeling of love and everyone just having such a great appreciation and to celebrate together. Mm-hmm. Like what you say, this is amazing. It's something that's
huge.
Exactly.
That's nice, but like hats off to Masai Ujiri for putting together the pieces and really just top to bottom, just really turning the team around and like making that
very great point.
A lot of like people were critical about that trade, obviously, but look what happened, right? I mean, props to DeMar obviously for paving the way, but trade after all.
You're right. He took a lot of heat. A lot of people criticized him for the move that he made, was questioning why he would do that, and just to see now that it all pays off, congrats and hats off to him.
And you know what they say? It's either you're just extremely wrong or you're crazy or you're a genius.
That's true, yeah. But like you guys say, like, to see cities like Edmonton, Winnipeg, Montreal, like, I guess Canada is branded as a hockey country, obviously. And these cities that have the hockey culture turning into basketball and going all in for it, I thought that was fantastic. There's been talks of like Montreal now wanting an NBA team. Obviously, Vancouver wants an NBA team. This was great for everyone.
Oh, for sure. And what's even more not funnier, but the fact that the game of basketball was established in Canada.
Toronto, too.
In Toronto, too.
Yeah, so it's like, come on, this should be a basketball country. But you know what? Everyone's entitled to, whatever they want to do, their beliefs, what they like, right? So if they still consider it a hockey country, so be it. But, there's a lot of NBA fans, basketball fans as well. So they should just make it both. Why not? Right?
So jumping into our sort of last two topics here, the championship parade. You guys were there. For anyone that wants to see, a first-hand impression of how that went, go check out the TheBryanBrothers YouTube channel, of course. But you guys tell us, how was it to be there with, I think it was over 2 million people celebrating the Raptors?
Listen to me. It was crazy. Like, I'm not just saying the word just to say crazy, but like, it was crazy.
Right.
Everywhere you walk, like, you can't take a step without almost stepping on somebody's shoes.
Oh,
like,
my goodness.
It honestly was insane. We were in Nathan Phillips Square, right?
Yeah.
And we got there at a reasonable time, around
we thought we did.
Yeah, we thought. But by the time we left at like what? Maybe like 7:30 a.m. Right? So we're like, all right, good. We're gonna get down there. We're gonna be right in the middle. It's gonna be a great time. But by the time we actually step foot, we're literally like at like all the way to the back. Like we can barely get in. People are just like pushing, trying to get in. People are going crazy. You got chants to the left, let's go Raptors. You got chants to the right, we the North. Like,
it was crazy.
The energy in the city alone, you can't explain it. I can't sit here and try to put it into words. You just had to have been there. I'm not trying to make you guys feel bad. Like it was just amazing.
Everywhere you looked, you seen red, purple, white jerseys.
Oh yeah,
all over the place. It was honestly amazing. I've never seen. I felt so packed from the amount of people, but so loved at the same time because everyone was supporting for this. It's something that it's unexplainable, like what you said, bro. It was amazing.
And weird enough, like you can feel like it sounds kind of weird, but DeMar DeRozan's presence. Everybody was wearing his jersey there, and like you said, he was kind of like the sacrificial lamb. And, you kind of wanted it for the guy to win a championship here. It didn't happen. It's sad. But you know what? We respect him for what he's done. You're right. Like, he laid down the tracks for us.
There's a lot of players. There's Vince. There's Damon.
Yes, not only DeMar, but yeah, it was just amazing, guys. We loved it.
What was the craziest thing that you saw someone wearing, or like face paint? Like, what was something you were like, oh wow, this person went all out?
I can tell you right away. As soon as we come out of the train station, there's a guy there, and he had the Raptors tattoo on his arm.
He painted his whole body in Raptors
Yeah, he painted
colors.
his whole body in red, white, black, and I think he even had some purple on him too.
He had like a red and black wig on his head and everything.
Like that. But the tattoo, like, he literally like painted around his arm and just left the tattoo showing. And I was like, that's an actual Raptors tattoo? Like,
oh, I think I remember this from your video.
Yeah.
I was
like, I appreciate you.
Yeah.
It's the old one that you guys have there on your pennant behind you, like the claw, right?
Oh, that one right here. He had the tattoo on his shoulder. It was like,
we're like,
whoa, Raptors guy, go in.
That this guy had that tattoo done a number of years ago. This is not like
he didn't just get it.
Yeah.
No, he's definitely had it for some time.
Die-hard fan, for sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But what else do you think was crazy?
I think what was crazy, when we were walking up the street and then we made a right and we seen a whole bunch of people doing the Let's Go Raptors applause and screaming. That was one crazy point. I seen
the arches. People were walking about. Oh,
okay. So right where if you looked at the picture where you see like the sign Toronto in the middle of like the
you guys seen it, right?
The Phillips Stadium. Yeah. There's like 3 arches that right behind it. There was people that climbed up it that were literally up there jumping and cheering. And I don't know if you guys hear about a guy named Mark Strong from G98, a radio station in Toronto. He came out and had to tell people to like climb down.
Like get down.
And he's literally doing that for about, I think like 10 or 15 minutes straight because there's so much people that climbed up these arches. It was just crazy.
And they're pretty, I can't tell you how like
it was high.
Tall like these arches are, but they're pretty high.
It was high.
And there wasn't just like 2 or 3 people. There was like 5, 6, maybe like 10 people up there.
Maybe more than 10, probably like 20 people. Because the amount of people you'd see just coming down, it was like, whoa,
you had people on top of buildings. Like, do you guys know Ruth's Chris? It's like a
chain restaurant.
Yeah, like there's people all on top of. It was just crazy.
You can look up into like the rooftops of certain buildings and you would see like people standing out looking down at Phillips Square. It was crazy.
It was nuts.
So obviously you guys had a fun time at the parade, and that sort of brings the entire experience to an end, like having the Raptors there as the NBA champions.
Yes.
But now let's look at today. We're all done partying, we're all done celebrating.
Yeah.
What about Kawhi? Let's talk about Kawhi's future.
Elephant in the room, right?
Yeah, that's the elephant in the room.
Like, it's all good. He brought a championship to the city of Toronto, the first championship for the franchise. But, what did the Bryan brothers think will be Kawhi's decision when, after June 30th, when free agency begins?
I think he'll stay. You have a team that's developed. You've seen guys develop in front of your eyes.
Yeah.
You have a whole country behind you, a great system, coaching staff. We trusted the load management process. It paid off. I don't really see any reason for him to want to leave besides if he wants to go back home and play for his home team. But you have everything set here that was built to give you a chance to win, which you did. And to know that the odds of winning another one and keeping the team still gelled is very high. I don't see there's any reason for you to want to start fresh anywhere when
I'm kind of stressed. And I'm kind of stressed about this topic right now. Like, I'm actually like legitimately thinking about it. I'm like, oh my God, like there's an opportunity that he may leave. Like, that's like crazy to me right now. Like,
do you feel like he's gonna stay?
Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. The guy who's offering the multi-million-dollar condo, I gotta get a hold of him, right? And also the guy that I think recently, I don't know if it's true, but apparently he bought a jet or a plane. I don't know.
True. Yes. Yes.
Like, that's the newest thing. But we got to get these guys to, like, set up something like this, a Zoom conference call, and just talk to him. Like, listen, this is a great place. You should stay. Everything's set up. He can eat for free almost anywhere in the city.
Kawhi and dine.
Kawhi and dine. Hey, man, you want some curry tonight? Done. You want pizza? Done. Like, whatever you want. Like, you're good, man. So, I don't know. I honestly believe that he'll stay. I think everything's set up for him perfectly. You got another run at another championship. You got all the pieces you need. Yeah, I honestly think that he'll stay.
What would be your take?
I don't know what the stats are, but the last time I remember someone winning a championship and then not returning, it's got to be pretty low, right?
I personally cannot recall the last time that, especially like a cornerstone player did not return the next year after winning. We've seen people like JaVale McGee or, other role players were traded or, the team didn't bring them back, but, your superstars, they were there to get the ring with the same franchise. I would even actually, it would be interesting to see if that has ever happened.
Yeah.
First, he is Kawhi.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he'll stay. I don't see why, like you guys said, he would go to yet another team and go again through trying to build chemistry.
Yeah,
it's gonna sound stupid, but honestly, like, people like Drake are gonna be influential in his decision because you have this not only famous superstar but business mogul that can help you with whatever projects you want. He can take the OVO plane for a ride anytime he wants, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, from a social perspective, I mean, right now people are not really giving him his space, but on a day-to-day, it would be easier, I believe, to be a superstar anywhere in Canada than in LA.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Character, yeah.
I mean, even if you're the biggest star in Toronto, people will still sort of try to respect that space. And yeah, I'm sure people will try to approach him for a photo or yell out like, Kawhi, you're the MVP. But I mean, you can see Kyle Lowry and the other Raptors. I mean, they like their life in Toronto.
Yeah, that's true. So he has a good example. And you touched on something about the fans, like being, so up in his personal business. There's pictures of him at Home Depot, all over the place. And it's like,
yeah, it was just up there.
He needs his space.
He needs some space, man.
Yeah.
And, hey, he wants to go out and, relax. I don't know if you guys have heard of this. It's a restaurant / kind of like bar. It's called Cactus Club.
Oh,
it's a nice. Oh, you guys have it there?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, no, we got one by the beach, one by the waterfront. You guys should come and we should hit it up.
We're going to Vancouver.
Hey, check the club if you're listening.
Yeah.
I know, right? Cactus Club owners. But yeah, I think he was there and people were taking pictures of him as well. And it's like he needs his personal space, right?
True.
You don't want anything influencing his decision to go, just to stay. So just give him some space, and I think he'll come back.
Yeah. Well, how about this? We'll maybe Evans and I will talk, but we'll give you guys like 30 seconds to give us your elevator pitch for Kawhi Leonard, because he's gonna listen to your podcast, the Bryan Brothers, to Dropping Dimes. So maybe gather your thoughts, and this is a message for Kawhi to stay with the Toronto Raptors. So take your time.
You go first.
I'm sure that we sort of did this last time, but Raphael, our other co-host, he did that for Kawhi to go to the Blazers, and it didn't work at all. Let me tell you that. Worst elevator pitch I've heard in my life.
Oh, my God.
So, here are the Bryan Brothers with their elevator pitch to Kawhi Leonard. Take it away.
All right. Kawhi, you have so much in this city, so much people cheering for you, so much people love you. You got a whole country. You have everything you need. Why start somewhere new when you have everything here? You can go to Cactus Club. You can come down to Vancouver, see Dropping Dimes. They're going to drop you some dimes.
Like it is.
Nice knowledge. Have a good time. You can come back up here to Toronto. Caravana's coming around the season.
Hey, man, Caravana, yeah.
You got a condo that's probably paid for you, but besides all that, you actually have a championship caliber team built for greatness, built around you. You've had the most fun here. The city loves you. The country loves you. We're behind your back. We got you.
And then, will you stay? Right? Like, is that how you end it off?
Yeah.
This is what I would say to him. I would say, you got Kawhi and Diane, right? Yep. You got a jet now, right? Yep. Like, stay.
Kawhi not.
Kawhi not. But then the iconic laugh. You gotta have the
I think we just started your guys' campaign. Hashtag Kawhi not stay.
Hey, I like that. We're gonna post that. Kawhi not stay.
Dimes, Brian Bros, Kawhi not stay. Let's get it.
All right. Well, it's been amazing, guys. We cannot thank you enough for being here and for sharing your experience as Raptors fans. I'm sure this won't be the last time that we all chat together. I can see, how we can do this more often. Where can people reach out to you? Where can they see your content? Take it away.
No, well, they can find us on YouTube at TheBryanBrothers, and they can find us on Instagram at TheBryanBrothers. Just look up for our content. We're just growing, and we're loving the journey. And I hope that everybody that loves basketball tunes in first at Dropping Dimes.
Definitely.
And then tune in to the Bryan Brothers. Again, it's at the Bryan Brothers. You can find us there for just about everything that we have up to YouTube, as I said, Instagram, and we're working on all the other stuff. But yeah.
And definitely a shout out to you guys, Rodrigo, Evans, Raphael. Shout out to Dropping Dimes. These guys definitely good people.
Yeah.
Diehard fans in the community, very involved.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys are down by Vancouver. Stop by, shout these guys out, man. Show them some love.
Yeah, honestly, we really appreciate you guys for doing this, man. Like this has been amazing.
We appreciate the opportunity. We're definitely grateful.
Thank you guys. Honestly, we've been following you guys for a while now, and we really like your take. You guys are passionate. You have great energy, great vibe. When you guys come to Vancouver, we can hit up that Cactus Club. And,
we're definitely doing that.
It's been amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
As always, for everyone out there listening, if you're on Apple Podcasts, please rate us 5 stars, leave a review. Otherwise, we'll trade you down somewhere else. Yeah, we do that with our followers as well. We trade them, but we want to keep them. So please leave a review. On Instagram, at dropping.dimes, at TheBryanBrothers. Go follow them right this moment. On Twitter, at dropping_dimes1. Facebook.com/dropping.dimes1. Make sure you follow the Bryan Brothers on YouTube at the Bryan Brothers. Go do that right now. If for some reason anyone wants to get a hold of us, contact at dropping-dimes.com. And for you guys, it's TheBryanBrothers@gmail.com. Correct?
Yes.
Awesome. And I think that's all the time that we have for right now. Thank you guys again. This is the Dropping Dimes crew, along with the Bryan Brothers, signing off. Peace out, everyone.
Hey, appreciate you guys. Love is love.
And